Her parents left her with Grandpa for just 2 hours. When they came back, she was shaking, silent, wide-eyed, with red marks on her wrists. And what they saw next made them call the police instantly. Lily loved visiting Grandpa Tom. At just 9 years old, she saw him as kind, gentle, and full of quiet stories from long ago. Every time her parents dropped her off, she'd run into his arms, her sneakers squeaking on the old wooden floor. Grandpa always waited on the couch, wrapped in his faded blue blanket, ready with a warm smile and a soft pat on the head. To anyone watching, it looked like the sweetest family moment, just a little girl and her aging grandfather sharing time together. But this visit felt different. Lily couldn't explain why, but something inside her stomach twisted each time Grandpa leaned in too close or held her hand a little too tightly. She tried to ignore it, thinking maybe she was just being silly. After all, Grandpa had never hurt her, not in a way anyone could see. Still, as she sat beside him on the couch that afternoon, her stuffed bunny pressed to her chest, she felt a quiet unease she couldn't name. When Lily's parents returned just 2 hours later, they found her sitting stiffly on the edge of the couch. Her eyes were wide, her breaths short and shallow. Grandpa Tom was smiling, his arm draped over her shoulders like always. "She's been such a good girl," he said, his voice calm and slow. But Lily didn't move. She didn't smile. Her hands trembled in her lap, and her wrists bore faint red marks hidden under her sleeves. Her mother gasped, and her father froze in the doorway. Without a word, he pulled out his phone and dialed 911. Within minutes, 2 police officers arrived, their faces serious but confused. "You said you saw a strange hug?" one asked, glancing between the adults and the quiet little girl. Grandpa insisted it was nothing, just love between family. The officers couldn't find bruises or proof of harm, so they left with a warning: "If anything changes, call us right away." Back at home, Lily curled into a ball on her bed, clutching her stuffed bunny like it was the only thing keeping her safe. She wouldn't speak, not even when her mom gently stroked her hair and whispered soft questions. Her body shook, tears streaming silently down her cheeks. Her dad paced the hallway, his jaw tight with worry. "She's never been like this," he muttered to his wife. "Something happened. I know it." Later that night, as Lily lay under her pink blanket and waited until her breathing slowed into sleep, Lily's parents crept into the living room. Her dad held a small black camera, no bigger than a matchbox. He said, "I got this online. It connects straight to my phone. If anything happens, we'll see it." Her mom bit her lip. "Is this really necessary? What if we're wrong? Grandpa's been good to us all these years." But her husband's eyes were sharp with resolve. Better to be wrong than to lose her trust, or worse. He climbed onto a chair and fixed the camera on the top shelf, pointing it directly at Grandpa's favorite spot, the worn-out couch. It blinked once, then stayed still, like a silent guardian watching over the quiet house. The next morning, Lily refused to go near the living room. She stayed in her room, drawing pictures of bunnies and rainbows, her small hands gripping the crayons tightly. Her parents watched the camera feed all day from their phones, hearts pounding with every creak of the floorboards. But Grandpa just sat, dozing off and on, flipping through old photo albums, nothing odd, nothing alarming. Still, that night, Lily woke up screaming. She said Grandpa had come to her room in her dream, whispering, "Don't tell anyone." Her parents rushed in, hugging her until she calmed. They exchanged worried glances. Even if the camera showed nothing, the fear in her daughter's eyes was real, and that meant something was very wrong. 2 days later, Lily's dad noticed something strange in the camera footage. In the middle of the night, long after everyone had gone to bed, Grandpa Tom got up. He shuffled slowly into the hallway, paused outside Lily's door for nearly a minute, then returned to his room. The next night, he did it again. On the third night, he sat on the couch and whispered to himself, words they couldn't quite hear, but the tone was low, almost angry. Then came the clip that made Lily's dad's blood run cold. During Lily's last visit, when her parents were gone, Grandpa grabbed her wrist, not gently, and pulled her close, muttering, "You won't tell anyone, will you?" Lily had nodded quickly, her eyes wide with fear, before he released her and smiled, sweetly, just as the front door opened. The red marks on her wrists finally made sense. Armed with the footage, Lily's parents called the police again. This time, they had evidence. Officers arrived within an hour, and Grandpa Tom was questioned in his living room. At first, he denied everything, claiming the camera was faulty and that Lily must have misunderstood. But when they played the audio, his own voice threatening silence, he went pale and silent. His hands trembled just like Lily's had. Lily watched from her bedroom window as her grandfather was led away in a soft sweater and slippers. She didn't cry. She just hugged her bunny tighter and whispered, "I told you." Her mom joined her at the window, silent tears rolling down her cheeks. She said, "You were so brave, and you were heard." In the weeks that followed, Lily started seeing a kind counselor named Miss Ellie. At first, she barely spoke, but slowly she began to draw what happened. Scenes of fear, confusion, and finally relief. Her parents never left her side. They read her stories, played her favorite games, and made sure she knew she was safe. Grandpa wasn't allowed near her ever again, and although some relatives argued or made excuses for him, Lily's parents stood firm. One evening, as they baked cookies together, Lily looked up and said, "Mom, will people believe kids like me?" Her mom knelt down, wiping flour from Lily's nose. "Not always right away, sweetheart, but your voice matters, always." That night, Lily slept through without nightmares for the first time in months. Months passed and Lily grew stronger. She started a small Brave Club at school for kids who felt scared to speak up. She didn't share her story at first, but just by listening to others, she helped them feel less alone. Her teacher noticed the change and praised her kindness. At home, her parents still checked the locks every night, but laughter returned to their house like sunlight after a long storm. One day, Lily found an old photo of her and Grandpa from years ago, before everything changed. She looked at it for a long time, then placed it in a drawer. She told her mom, "Some memories hurt, but I don't have to keep them in my heart." Her mom hugged her tight, amazed at the wisdom in her daughter's words. Years later, Lily would become a counselor herself, helping kids find their voices when the world tried to silence them. She never forgot that quiet afternoon on the couch, or the red marks on her wrists, or the night her parents chose to believe her over comfort and convenience. That choice saved her. And that's the heart of Lily's story. When a child says something feels wrong, listen, even if you can't see the hurt, even if it's someone you love. Because sometimes the bravest thing a child can do is speak up, and the most important thing an adult can do is believe them. If this story touched your heart or stirred a worry you've been ignoring, please act now. Like this video. It could be the nudge someone needs to speak up or step in. Subscribe for more real stories that shine light on what's often hidden. Comment, "I believe you," because every child deserves to be heard, trusted, and protected. And most importantly, if something feels off with your child, your daughter, niece, granddaughter, or any young girl in your life, don't wait. Call her, check on her, ask gently, watch closely, trust your gut, and if you see signs of fear, secrecy, unexplained marks, or sudden changes in behavior, call the police, call Child Protective Services. Say something even if you're not 100% sure. It's better to be wrong than to stay silent. Lily was lucky her parents chose her safety over comfort. Be that adult for someone else. Your attention could be the lifeline a child is silently praying for.